just the baseball geeks who are listening to him on XM radio. But nonetheless, it's, nonetheless, you're not, to say that fans are stupid is just, I think, is way out of line. I mean, the guy, that's why he has a job. Because baseball is so popular, because people go to minor league baseball, and they go to major league baseball, and they follow their teams, they follow their minor league players, they follow their major league players, then, to call them, that's who pays his salary. That's why he has a job. I mean, that's why we're doing a show here. Because if people didn't follow the game of baseball, didn't follow the minor leagues, we would not have anything to talk about. We would be doing we'd be doing something else. I wouldn't be doing this because it wouldn't be interesting. We wouldn't have people out there who would, be interested in what we have to say or be interested in contributing to our show because, like I said, that's why I started this, because I think sometimes these sportscasters, some of these guys out there, they're just so arrogant. Like, they tell you what you're supposed to think about the game. You know what? As a fan of minor league baseball or major league baseball or any baseball, you have the right to think about the game however you want. If you want your favorite player, and the other point that came up was about how the American League, didn't, or has gotten an advantage in the World Series because of the All-Star game. So this Jeff Joyce guy, had the balls to say that fans shouldn't vote for the All-Star game either because now the All-Star games mean something and the fans don't know how to vote. So we should take the vote away from the All-Star game as well because they don't know what they're talking about. I mean, give me a break. I mean, that's not what this is about. As much as people get slighted in All-Star games and stuff like that, and it's the same in the minor leagues. It's not really it's a fan vote. It's more of a peer thing. It's gonna happen, but it's about the fans. And Elwood said, basically, didn't your mom teach you it's not nice to call people stupid, and that's true. It's definitely. I was very surprised to hear that on that broadcast. I was very surprised by it, and it really threw me back that somebody would come out and call fans out that way because it's not appropriate. I don't think it's appropriate. I don't think that people are stupid for having their favorite team. And I don't know, and that's just my opinion. I think it's a game, and that's why if anybody's listening to this or gets it on the podcast, you're more than welcome to call our show anytime. And believe it or not, we've had some calls that other people may say are stupid throughout our years doing this, but I'll talk to anybody. It doesn't matter to me. You could tell me that your grandson is the next coming of A-Rod, and I'm going to say, okay, we'll see, I'll probably say, but I'm not going to say you're stupid because you think your grandkid who barely got drafted as the final pick in the final round of the draft that he's going to be the next A-Rod. I'm not going to come call you stupid. I may say, well, let me go take a look at him and we'll see what happens. I might not agree with you, but that doesn't mean you're wrong. You can have your opinion. Opinion's an opinion. And not to get so political and everything, but it's something I had to say, and take the first 15 minutes to talk about that, because it just ticked me off. It just ticked me off when I heard it today, and I thought it would be interesting to discuss a little bit, because it's not right. It's just not right. I think this is a great game, and you can enjoy it any way you want. And that's why we have the minor league ballparks. We've mentioned this before many, many, many times on the show, but it bears mentioning again that the way to go do this is to go to the minor leagues. Go check out the minor leagues because you get a great bang for your buck. You get in, you see some kids who are out there trying to make it to the next level, make it to the show, and they're fighting and they're crawling and they're doing everything they can. And there's some guys out there who are making more money than others. Some guys who got major league contracts, but you got guys who are trying to get there. And you're seeing professionals, whether they're not major leaguers, but they're professionals, and that's what they do for a living, is play baseball. And I know that's something I wish I could do. I wish I had my whole profession was based around baseball. I mean, the show is, and it's something we do, but it's not my profession. It's more of an avocation than an invocation. But nonetheless, it'd be cool to have that around. And Elwood makes the perfect point that he thinks AAA is the best. Whatever minor league's right down the road from your house is the best. If it's A, AA, AAA, he's got AAA down the road from him, and he basically mentions that you can go for less of a price than a movie, and that's true. And I know, and I mentioned it before here about Kane County, and Kane County is free parking, and you can get in for $8. So, you can't beat it. So, nonetheless, I'll get off my soapbox now. I just do something that kind of bugged me, and so I thought I'd get it out there. 646-652-2962. If you got anything to talk about baseball-wise, give us a call. Hopefully Napper will be here in a little while. He told me he might be running late. I don't think Dallas is going to be here tonight or anybody else. So flying solo for a while, but I got my buddy Elwood out there listening, so appreciate him being here, listening as well. Kind of getting into some of the stuff that I had on tap tonight. I mentioned this earlier on the show. Halloween at the ballpark. There are some pretty cool things. The front office staffs of these minor league teams, if you think about the minor league season starts a few weeks after the major league season in April, mid-April, first week in April. And they're done by the end of their regular season's done by the end of August. So if they make the playoffs, they go in a couple weeks of September. So if you think about it, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So 5, 6, 7, that's what, 7.5 months. You got nothing going on. And looks like Napper is here, so I'm gonna welcome in Napper. Napper, how you doing tonight? Napper, you on the air? You got me? Napper. Well, hopefully Napper can try calling back because I'm not hearing him. But nonetheless, so we got. Let me try him one more time. Napper, you on? Well, we'll get back to Napper. So so you got all these things that are going on. You got with the Halloween and other stuff that might be happening. They've got to find stuff to do during the 7 months of the off season. They've got to do something. They've got to decide that how we're going to utilize the park. So Halloween at the park. Some of these minor league facilities have decided to turn their parks into minor league or baseball spooky fields or spooky houses or haunted houses. And so you got that, in the off season, you turn your stadium into this cool thing. So that's pretty neat. And these front office people are very creative and trying to get all these promotions and stuff and doing this stuff in the off season. You don't need to see that necessarily. And even to a certain extent, like the major leagues are trying to utilize. Wrigley Field, they're going to play a Hawks game at Wrigley Field, a hockey game, the Blackhawks and the Red Wings, utilizing Wrigley Field in the winter. So there's a lot of cool things that it can happen. And I'm surprised that a lot of these baseball stadiums don't open themselves up to like high school football games or something like that, because you've got that ability, I would think, too. And maybe they don't want to ruin the fields or whatnot, but I'm surprised that a lot of these minor league facilities aren't geared for that to kind of accommodate that. You do see it. The bowl games, they'll turn their baseball fields into football fields to accommodate some of these college bowl games. So I know they do it in San Diego and they do it in San Francisco. I'm surprised